Today's brief tutorial will be on how to develop a spending plan, how to create one, and also why a spending plan is important. Notice I'm using the word spending plan. I don't like to use a budget. When I think of a budget, I think of limited, I think of limitations, I think of boundaries that are being set and that I'm forced to play within those rules, almost like a chain that I can go so far and it keeps pulling me back. So I prefer to use spending plan, and that's what I'll be calling it going forward to be a spending plan. So why is a spending plan important? Why does it matter to you? For me, it's allowed me to control my finances. Prior to having any type of spending plan, I had a leaky wallet. I mean, everything was going out the wallet. Bank account was kind of all over the place. I had fees, overdraft fees that I was, those add up over time. It also allows you to automate your expenses. You have better control over that. Automate your savings. Designate where that money needs to go. More importantly, automate your investments. Reduce your expenses and also eliminate debt. So obviously there's some benefits to having a spending plan. And the end goal, the end result is to improve your net worth, also to change your family legacy. And I believe that a spending plan will allow you is one key component to achieving that. Not the only one, but it is just one very important aspect to it. So living paycheck to paycheck. How many times do you talk to your friend and they are living paycheck to paycheck? As soon as that paycheck comes in, it's gone, it's out the door. It's common, very many people that I've talked to, they're under that burden, under that stress, living paycheck to paycheck. And why is that? We're not good at finances. Perhaps some of us did not have that training, did not have that ability to take to develop that skill, but it's a skill that can be obtained, and you can easily learn it. It will take some time though. And living paycheck to paycheck, that can be shameful. It can be stressful on a family when they don't have enough money to cover the expenses, to cover the necessities. So yeah, living paycheck to paycheck can be also a taboo subject. Among many of our cultures. It's just a topic that is not discussed. It's a topic that you kind of put off to the side and ignore it and can, go on, carry on about your life. However, I live paycheck to paycheck, and let me tell you what, there's no shame in that. I live paycheck to paycheck. And again, I have no shame in telling you that. So living to paycheck has allowed me to change my financial IQ. I feel that I'm comprehend it really well, and I'm very confident in developing your skills and helping you come along and also getting comfortable with your spending plan. As I stated earlier, I'm also able to, I'm able to save for the college, my girl's college education. I'm investing for our retirement, and I'm also allowed, because I have a spending plan, I'm also able to be a generous giver. So again, let it be no surprise to you that I live paycheck to paycheck. So by creating a spending plan, you understand perhaps your daily, weekly, and monthly expenses. Again, as I stated earlier, you know where your savings are, where they're going. You can also plan for upcoming events. Christmas is same time every time. Plan for unexpected events. So spenders rejoice. I love to spend money. My wife would say that I'm a spender. And this spending plan allows me to do just that. I'm able to spend whatever I get, and it's out, and I'm excited about it. So first thing we want to do is, once you get paid, you want to be able to pay yourself first. Very important that you have a long-term mentality about this and understand that one day you will be retiring. That should get you excited that you will retire, and we hope and by taking right measures, you should have money in your nest egg and your retirement to be able to have a comfortable retirement. So first thing is you need to enroll in your company sponsored retirement, whatever that is. Get that match. If they offer a match, it's free money. Take advantage of it. Cover your expenses. Where are you living? Mortgage, your house, your rent. Cover your necessities, your groceries, your vehicle, your insurances. Insurances can be a very heavy topic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be, as long as you're covering your expenses and enough money to cover, your mortgage or any other expenses should you pass. That's more than enough. And again, cover debt, eliminate, and work on getting rid of that debt. Learn to see debt as something that's gonna keep you from achieving a comfortable retirement. And when I mean debt, I'm talking about consumer debt, credit cards, your retail cards, those things that are sucking your monthly expenses. And I won't go into much detail, into much discussion about debt. There's different schools of thoughts out there. There's some people that leverage debt and they say debt is good. Other people that stay far away from it. Some people that are right in the middle. I would tend to be on the left, that it's debt is not something that we use to gain wealth. So the spending plan, as you see out here in this photo, we have, for example, and in the next slide there will be a video you can walk through. It's a short 2-minute video that you can see how this process works, but I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it. So the first thing in this example is, so you want to cover, or actually cover or write down the your take home that you have for that pay period. So if it's you and your wife and you have multiple, get paid in the same month, go ahead and capture that. If it's sole income, go ahead and capture that. So this would be your take home. We believe in tithing. We believe in giving of our money. So we would put a percentage of that, and obviously we would put 10% of that. Your mortgage. Now your mortgage, it's not $100 for that pay period, but maybe you can go ahead and start socking it away for the end of the month, so you can go ahead and make sure that expense is covered. Your groceries, go out and buy the groceries. And as you keep working these expenses, I'm going to call these expenses, as you work these, your zero-based should always be deducted by that amount. So at the end of the day, what you want to have here would be a zero, meaning that you have spent all your money. You have designated a place for all your monies to go, and every expense is going to be covered here. Again, as I said, your meals, fun activities. Go ahead, if you have something planned for next week with the friends, buddies, go ahead and mark that down. Go ahead and set aside what money you'll be using for that activity. So as I stated earlier, here is a brief, actually it's a 2-minute long video on kind of walking you through the process on how this works, how a spending plan will help you achieve goals. Just like anything else, you have to take the time to be intentional about it. And I want to encourage you that once you develop and start having a spending plan, it's something that it just becomes part of who you are, and you are, it motivates you when you start seeing results, when you start seeing your finances improve, and more importantly, when you start developing long-term goals and you see yourself getting closer to that. That is encouraging. My goal is here that you would develop a spending plan, and again, as I stated earlier, that you would live paycheck to paycheck, because you are directing your money. You're telling your money where to go. So again, head out to my website. I've got some more topics on financial, eliminating debt, some Kaizen tools that I use to help even fine-tune my process. I will encourage you, when you start working finances, you start developing your personal goals and your personal finance, know that it's a process that takes time, and it takes, you got to get your hands dirty and work on it, mold it, and put it in place. And realize that it's not going to be accurate and 100% the first time. No, it's going to take some time. And the more you work at it, the more efficient you become. And by the time you know it, this thing is almost like an autopilot. You do sit down and review it, but it almost is autopilot, where you know where your expenses are, and you know where your net worth, and you know where your monthly money is going. So again, head out to this website, and I'll give you more information on just topics of finances again, and some of the tools that I use.